Let's go long and over the top to Foxcroft. This set, Prendergast picks up, goes into the in-goal area. Skinner try to keep up with him. And links up out on the right-hand side of the field. Flicks it around behind the beer. Well, that is unbelievable. Tanika Tinamu plays it. Fifth and final touch. Tinamu takes him on herself. Yeah.
Well, it all comes down to this, the final round of the Metro Cup season, and it's all on the line this evening as teams have their last final push to secure their positions in this year's final series. Scott McAllister and Zach Jenrick in commentary for tonight's games, and like we said, it's all on the line here, Zach.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic round of matches tonight. As we have a look at the ladders, all teams are still playing for spots in this final. No one is locked into the spot that they currently are sitting in the ladder. As we have a look at the men's side of things, so we're going to see UQ Rebels versus Gold Coast. As you can see there on the ladder, UQ Rebels with a win. There's a chance that they could go to the top if the Country Club lose. They'll need a little bit to go their way for and against wise, but a very real possibility UQ Rebels with a win could come out top. Gold Coast, on the other hand, they need a win because otherwise they could be at danger of being knocked out of the top three by Southern Storm if they get a win in their match. So plenty of implications to this match tonight, Scotty. It's going to be an absolute cracker.
Yeah, both these two teams have played twice already throughout the season. The Rebels getting the win on both occasions, 11-8 in round 3, 9-6 in round 7. And the Rebels coming off a strong performance last Friday night against the Storm, 11-0. They got that victory. A tough loss for the Coast, 5-8 against the Colts, who are sitting on top of the table. But it's all to play for tonight.
Yeah, it's a best case scenario for the viewers sitting at home for round 10. As we said, everything still to play for and huge implications. So you have a look at the team lists for tonight. Two very good teams, Scotty. If we look at UQ Rebels lining up, they've had a few players who were injured towards the start of the season, but plenty of them coming back into the side now, and it's a very imposing 14 that they put on the park for tonight's fixture.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll take a look at the Gold Coast lineup, and they've been a little bit up and down throughout the season, haven't they, Zach? They've shown some really positive signs in that attacking style of football, which they're so familiar and famous for. And they'll just be looking to put it all together. And this is the perfect time to be able to do it. Round 10, taking some momentum, potentially going into a final series. They've got the strike out there to be able to do it.
Yeah, exactly, and especially, as we made mention, looking at the ladder, they'll be facing this very much as a must-win because of where they are in the table, and they'll be worried about Southern Storm taking a win in the other game tonight and being at risk of being knocked out. So, yeah, it'll be must-win for them, and Gold Coast, they play their best footy sometimes when their back's against the wall, so it's a very strong-looking lineup and expect them to have plenty of attacking flair tonight.
Let's take a look at tonight's key player matchup for the UQ Rebels, Jake Notley, and for the Gold Coast, Wilson Groth. A couple of young players, very experienced though, although they are still quite young, and absolutely attacking weapons for both teams.
Yeah, absolutely, and a very exciting key player matchup as well. They're two players who, they can just do things on the field that no others can do. Jake Notley's just got that unbelievable speed, and he can just beat people out of absolutely nowhere. And then you got Wilson Groth, the height and the reach. Sometimes it looks like nothing's on, and he's got such a good dive, and he's so long that he can just score tries that other players simply cannot score. So I think on the attacking side of the field, a couple of big tries from either of those players could very well impact the way that this result goes tonight.
Women's Premier action to follow. Our men's game, the UQ Rebels taking on Brothers Touch. It's a similar situation in the women's competition. It is an awful team still vying to try and get a final spot tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, the ladder is almost identical in terms of the top team has the same amount of points, second, third, fourth have the same amount of points as they do in the men's. So, yeah, identical scenario where every team has something to play for. No spot on the ladder is locked up. So, it's going to be an absolutely cracking night of touch football.
Beautiful conditions here in Brisbane as well. Still sitting at 21 degrees, just gone 20 minutes past 7 local time. I hope you enjoy all of tonight's fixtures, whether you're tuning in across Australia or over in New Zealand on Sky Sports Next. Round 10, final round of the Metro Cup season is underway. Oh, a little bit of miscommunication straight from the start there from the Rebels. Two players both having a look at each other. Eddie and Hegedus, they managed to scramble across.
Yeah, potentially a few pre-game nerves knowing what's on the line tonight. See them now well and truly into their work.
Oh, Notley almost slipping in underneath.
Yeah, we just said it, didn't we? He can do things that other players can't. And we pulled something out of nothing there to Jake.
Last touch. Here is Eddie. They flick it through. Did come off the body of one of the Gold Coast players not played at.
Yeah, they're going to come back touch pass. I think it's going to be the call as well from referee Jordan Randall. And three of our best referees in the competition on show tonight as well. Jordan Randall, Campbell Muir and Matthew Lavery in charge of this one as Gold Coast now look to head towards their box.
Nice ball movement on the opening touches, just gets them downfield and over the halfway line now as changes to make their way out onto the park here for the Coast. Charlton back on the inside. Castles plays it. Charlton, nice early touches for him. Nothing doing. Coming from half, they still haven't affected the touch. They don't want to hold off them, but just force them on the back foot there, and they couldn't link up on the final ball.
Yeah, electric start from the Gold Coast. You could see there was plenty of energy in their box pre-game, and they put together a really good opening set, killed the ball in a great position here, but Rebels now coming out of the box with some speed too.
Priddle plays it. Searle goes from half. Priddle gets it down. Andrew Searle picks up early ball. They slide across, nothing doing on the right-hand side there for the Rebels.
Yeah, good start to the game by both teams, both of them managing to go the full length of the field through their rucking set now. And I'm sure that'd be something that was spoken about pre-game. Completion rate super important, especially with conditions as they are. And both teams so good in attack, you just don't want to give them unnecessarily opportunities.
Nice little ball off the hip there from Norman. As Tika comes across, it just floats the ball out the front. Kelso says, thanks very much, I'll take that. Now the Rebels go through the hands. Nice ball back on the inside for Bell. Better start to the set here for the Rebels. They're able to get their changes around behind the halfway line.
You see Jimmy Hedgeters coming on out the back here. He'll be involved.
Jordan Bell plays it. As Walker picks up, takes it right to the line. Nice slide defence there from Norman. This will be the last touch here for the Rebels coming up as they play it. Walker out in front. And again, nice slide defence. He can't separate the two teams in the early stages of this one.
Yeah, very well defended by Gold Coast there. It was danger signs for a second coming off that intercept. They really didn't have their defensive line set. Rebels with massive meters early on, but did really well to regain their composure here. An impressive start from the Gold Coast. They've looked very solid. So they now come out of their box on fifth touch.
Nice early release from Ward out in front of Groth. Matt Lavery's going to blow a penalty here to the Rebels.
Yeah, same situation as down the other end. Probably may have been a 6 to go, but touch from the inside coming first. So touch and pass is the call. Now Rebels through Jimmy Hedgeters coming towards the box.
Jordan Bell will take a breather as well as Notley makes his way onto the park. Searle follows suit in the 7 tonight for the Rebels. Notley, speed around the back, just has a little look. Oh, slices through. Unbelievable. Well, we touched on it. He was highlighted in the key player matchup. The way that he came onto that ball at speed, they didn't know what to do. They couldn't handle him there, the Coast.
Yeah, he's just electric, is Jake Notley, and you just see him in the end, sell him with the dummy there. But as you said, Scotty, it was all of that speed early. Just had the Gold Coast scrambling, playing catch-up, and Jake Notley doing Jake Notley things early in this match. And an important start to the match from UQ, early 1-0 lead.
Yeah, that was really the only first signs of one of these two teams cracking. It's been an electric start from both teams. Gold Coast now taking it right to the line, almost slipping through. Rebels to get a relieving penalty, getting marched upfield as the Coast take their time to return the football back to UQ. Searle taps and starts. Links up with Tom Eddy. Nice little pop-out play. There's a feeling about Jake Notley tonight. Already one try to his name. Hegedus, the captain, rolls forward nicely. Beautiful pick up from half. They've got the numbers out on the right-hand side. Great footy from the Rebels. They went early, tacked down the short side, but again, it's the speed that they're playing this game at the moment. It's starting to cause a little bit of problem for the Coast.
Yeah, it's Ned Morecambe here from Harvey, another one of the fastest players in the competition. Just see beats his inside man for speed, and then great work to get the ball through the hands and a nice little finish. Again, here we see good drive from Jimmy, but it's just that extra step of speed. Gets inside Joel Charlton and just numbers from there. And wow, what an impressive start for Scotty. We saw first couple of minutes of this game, real grind going through the middle, but been a couple of special attacking efforts from the UQ Rebels now.
Yeah, Riley Madden scoring the try for the Rebels to get them up by 2. Lamberg punches through the holes. Through the hole, comes off the fingertips. Looked like the defence was there to make the touch if Kingston was able to hold on to the footy. Rebels just take a second here.
Just taking their time, as you would. Out to an early 2-0 lead now.
So casual flick out the back to Morecambe. As pleads for Gold Coast players getting into the ruck. They're looking for a penalty.
Yeah, great speed out of the box here again. UQ got them on the back foot as they roll into the line. Jacko Walker picks up, sizes them up. In the end, fakes himself out.
Yeah, it sure did. Was probably just looking for Searle to come short off the hip. Ends up turning the ball over. Gold Coast just need to stay composed. We know they've got points in their back pocket. And these little penalties around the midfield are going to help just to get them downfield. More than likely be in a position where they'll be able to attack off the back of it.
See, really important, I think, for their confidence that they're able to find a hit back sooner rather than later here, the Coast.
Here's Groth working with Darnell in the middle of the field. Quite compressed at the moment. Charlton, early ball out in front. Groth, that little stutter. I think Cameron Muir is pretty happy with this. And again, our other key player on the other side of the field this time getting it done, Wilson Groth, coaster on the board.
Exactly what we spoke about pre-game as well. It's just the dive he's got just with his length. You see him here, just stutters for a second, freezes, and then, yep, just gets underneath that touch. Hardly any gap there, and he's such a big lad, Wilson Groth, but it's just that reach he's got just allows him. You think you've got him covered, and he just dives, and he's just so long, he just keeps going and going. And an important hit back there from the Coast.
He made mention of it. It felt like the Coast definitely needed to be the next team to score, just to keep on the heels of the Rebels. They managed to do that. Margin back down to 1. Out in front, Priddle. Eddie couldn't skip away, and that man doubling up now in defence. Wilson Groth. Eddie back out in front. We've got 2 Rebels running through the same hole. They turn the ball back over. Job done there from the Gold Coast after scoring down the other end. They're pretty comfortable in defence on their own line.
Yeah, important defensive set there from Gold Coast. It's easy sometimes in touch to go down a couple of tries and put your head down, but they've done a really good job to put themselves back in this game now, the Gold Coast.
TK goes long, out in front. Frost just puts the brakes on. And Kingston just running into the same line again. A couple of players making contact with each other.
Yeah, Frost with a grade 2 shoulder charge on Kingston there.
Yeah. He's a big man out on the wing. Electric though, super quick. And he's a great finisher. No doubt he's going to see plenty of football come his way tonight. Hegetis has the look at the line, digs in. Morecambe, he's causing headaches now. We've got Gold Coast players down on the deck all over the place. Referees are going to come together. Searle. It doesn't look like they're celebrating too much here, the Rebels. I think we might say ball down potentially. It was hard to see. Yeah, ball down is the call. Let's have a look at the replay.
Yeah, it was just Ned again with the speed. Just burnt his player one-on-one. And we see bodies going everywhere in here. And yeah, it looks like it's a bit hard to see from the camera angle, but I reckon Searle's caught the ball there, and then as he's trying to place it, I think he's put it into the foot, and you sort of saw the referee's motion to that when they were speaking as well. So didn't see too many complaints from the Rebels there. So good call from our referees.
Ward from half, early ball. Castles takes him on. Out in front, Frost pops it back on the inside.
You want to be careful popping that back into Ned.
Yeah. He's looking electric tonight. He's definitely causing heartache a couple of times from half, and he's slipped through. Bell plays it. Oh, solid contact, and they continue to play on. They take it right through to the line. They'll get a repeat set. More pressure here on the Coast.
Yeah, probably not the worst outcome there for the Coast. It was danger signs again with another unideal turnover off the intercept, and Rebels really had them on the back foot. See what they can do with their defensive line set now. Good start there, good touch from Darnell.
The 2 brothers Bell working in the middle, Kalen and Jordan. As Kelso takes it to the line. Groth has it. He has 3, 4, 5 snatches at that. Manages to reel it in.
Oh, that's magic from Wilson Groth. I thought he was gone on that 3 separate occasions, and he's managed to reel it in.
They're in a bit of trouble here, the Gold Coast, though. They haven't been able to recover. This is better. Tika takes it right to the line. Players just looking for someone, still pleading his case. You very rarely see a referee overturn. It's probably not a bad result, though. It just gets them to head back, and they'll finish it over on their side of the field, on the Rebels' 10-metre line.
Yeah, smart way to kill the ball there, and you see Pete Norman backing that up, flying out of the defensive line in the middle, trying to stunt the Rebels, but good hands here to get around a few touches as they now get towards their box. See subs flowing on out the back.
Madden feeds it to Notley. Fast feed again. It's Walker, pops off his hip. They fly down the short side. Hegedus comes back infield. Nice defence. Lamberg coming up out of the line. They were flat-footed on the last touch. Nice pop over the top of the shoulder. Oh, playing on is the call. Wow, where it looked like it was a dead play on the fifth and final of the set. Yet again, just a little bit of ball work and some speed. The Rebels go over for more points.
Yeah, we see here again Jake Notley just creating something out of nothing, flips it back on the inside to James Hegedus, and Jacko Walker supporting back on the inside. It's a relatively easy try for him in the end. But yeah, again, just speed, good hands, and not giving up on the play from the Rebels.
So back up by 2 now, UQ 3-1. Searle comes up and makes the touch on Groth.
So you look for Groth to be involved here again in the middle. It's been Tyler Ward into half.
Oh, takes a little deflection. Nice job from Streeter.
Yeah, 6 to go here for the Coast. Good little attacking pod on here. Plenty of options. You got Wilson Groth, great dive. Tyler Ward with the long boy. Jai Charlton with a lot of speed.
Here's Groth it again. Takes him on. He's up in the line to make the touch. Assisting Eddie in the middle.
Yeah, I think a really important touch there from Notley. I think Tom Eddie was beaten in the middle. So great awareness from Jake there.
Groth plays it yet again. Short ball. Ward out in front. Tika has to put the brakes on. Still touches to work with here. Tika steps in. Charlton feeds him, and now they link up with Groth. They're going to say touch. And it will actually be a penalty. They're going to get marched downfield.
I think Roth did get the ball down first, but we've seen the referees come back for a forward pass off the ruck, I think. And it certainly looks to be the signal. Would have come from the sideline. But yeah, enterprising play there from the Gold Coast. Smart play from Lennox Tika as well. Just on that fourth touch, he had the option to try and burn his man on the link on the far side. Just held it up so that he'd get a good strike dump for fifth. And in the end, nearly paid dividends for them. They're just unlucky there to come up with that marginal forward pass off the half.
And Tika's made a couple of back-to-back defensive efforts here. He came up out of the line on the previous touch, forced the Rebels to go back, and you can just see the flow and effect from that, where you feel like you really got to dig yourself out of trouble, forcing a pass, and often you see a mistake, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, great field position here from the Coast. Dangerous on their last trip down to the line. So we see them roll down again. You saw Pete Norman out here in the far link. Thought about subbing off there and then said, nope, I'm going to stay. So expect him to run it here as he comes into half.
Beautiful ball back on the open side. Rebels force them to come back towards Norman, who gets himself into half, rips it out the back. Nice defensive read.
Yeah, and right idea there from Darnell. Tried to bat it on, just didn't quite get enough of it. Felicity Frost was open out here on the wing, had it have got there. So we see players called offside by the referees now. Gives the Rebels a nice roll on as they come away from the box. Bell with huge meters. Still early in the touch count here for the Rebels.
Hegedus, Caelan Bell from half. Now Searle plays it as well. They're on the back foot here, the Coast. Hegedus pumps it, threads it through behind the Gold Coast defence. Beautiful ball, Jimmy Hegedus. But again, it's the lead-up work that's just causing problems here for the Coast.
Yeah, exactly. Credit that one to the rucking set. They just had Gold Coast well and truly on the back foot. And then, as you said, Jimmy Hegedus just threads the needle. Jackson Walker picks up his second with a catch and put down in the link hole there. And UQ Rebels, we spoke about it pre-game. If they win here, there is a chance that they can go to first on the table. They need a bit to go their way. They need Colts to lose, and they also need to make up a few in the for and against. And the way they've come out this half, Scotty, it looks like they're aware of that.
Back to live action now as Lamberg comes back in field. Tyler Wood dances. Charlton sends it to him. Madden comes up out of the line again. He's been strong out here defending on the right wing for the Rebels.
Yeah, really good defensive read. Similar to before, Gold Coast did have the overlap. Just a good read to shut it down before they could take advantage of it, as we see here. Probably didn't really mean to play that one, Jacko Walker, but just put himself in a bit of a bad position in the lane there, and that's going to be 6 to go every day of the week. So important set here for the Coast, down 3.
Yeah, little get out of jail card there for the Gold Coast. Just throwing the footy around on the last touch of their set. Managed to pick up a repeat. Charlton sweeps. They're playing tight in the middle. Bell coming up out of the line. Gets hands on it. More pressure here for this UQ defensive line.
Yeah, it seems like a real tactic defensively from UQ to try and get up in those passing lanes. really strike that player and don't let the Gold Coast take advantage when they do get an overlap. Seen that a number of times, either a really good touch on the link before he can pass it out or a bat down in the lane.
Lamberg comes off the left foot. Kalen Bell comes up out of the line to make the touch.
Solid defence here again. You can sense the Gold Coast maybe starting to get a little bit frustrated.
Tika comes off the left foot, puts the brakes on, but Jimmy makes the touch. He's almost skated his way in underneath the defence. Young Lennox Tika.
Yeah, still touches in hand here. 5th now. Tyler Ward picks up, pulls the trigger on the long ball, and Wes, great finish in the corner. We just spoke about it, Scotty. They've tried to go through the hands a few times. It hasn't quite worked with UQ shutting in pretty hard, and so Tyler Ward just goes bang on the long ball.
Yeah, it's one of his ace cards, isn't it? The left to right from Tyler Ward just puts it absolutely on the money. Collins just had to grab that one, get it over the stripe. Gold Coast to back.
Yeah, great finish from Wes Collins in the corner there. And an important hit back, as you said, Scotty. We're back to 4-2 now. And sets the scene for an important defensive set now for the Coast.
It's an important last 3 minutes of this half, isn't it, Zach? Just for the Gold Coast, you feel like they can't leak any more points. They try and get some momentum and get themselves back into the game. They'll be able to take a lot out of it if that's the case going into the second 20.
Oh, exactly. And that momentum will be huge. If they could take it in at 4-3 here, then that would really change the complexion of this game as we see Rebels trying to go through the hands. Just couldn't get that last pass out in time.
They've got to get downfield here, the Gold Coast. They're going away from their box this time around. Good option for them.
Yeah, great option. You can see UQ just loading up on the box side there. Pete Norman probably putting that one on a little bit, trying to win his team the penalty. Referees weren't having a bar of it, but still good field position here for the Coast.
Chung plays it, last touch. Tika has a look up. They go passive out the back. Lamberg tries to get on the outside and flick it. Pretty casual there. Notley was there to make the touch. Streeter as well. Wingers doing big minutes tonight for the Rebels. Both players have been out on the park for the whole first half so far.
So as we see here, Rebels good flow out of the box. Only a minute and a bit left to play. It would be huge for them if they could get a try here as we see Searle into half. Sizes it
again. We saw that previously as well, the try that Jimmy set up. It was just that little pump in, first pump at the line was enough to bite for the Gold Coast defence. And you can see Searle again here, little pump, threads it through. And Priddle rolls over the line for another try right before the halftime break.
Yeah, and again, credit the lead up, that work there as well. Really good rucking set from the Rebels, and you just see they get them on 5th touch. All players rolling back from the Coast, trying to make it onside, and it just gives you that time to throw those little dummies and just let things develop and let holes open up. Crucial now that Coast can find a try before we go to half-time.
Castle scrambles from half. Charlton can't get away from Priddle. Scored down the other end. This time making the big defensive play. Out in front, Groth threads it in. Collins was coming in field. Rebels, they hold out. 45 seconds left on the clock. We'll just have to wait for the football to come back as well.
And send it out way down on field 2 there. Streeter, if he hasn't done enough running this half.
Yeah, he's got to get himself involved in another game that's happening on a different field. And they wouldn't have mind extra seconds coming off the clock. They work their way towards the halftime break here, the Rebels.
Yeah, I just want to make sure they complete here. Don't give Gold Coast another good opportunity with the ball.
Kalen Bell forward as Eddie links up with Hegedus back in field. Eddie gets it down, gets a clean play of the ball. Bell sends it out the back. Notley just hoiks it over the shoulder, and it's gone forward.
Yeah, so we'll see Gold Coast have the opportunity to play the penalty out here. Not looking too keen to get underway with it too quickly. Expect we'll see him probably walk it up and kill it here.
Let's not sell the Gold Coast short just yet, Zachy boy. Here's Wilson, who runs up and the touch is made. And it is the Rebels who go into the halftime break. It's a handy lead. You wouldn't say it's a comfortable lead by any margin. And it was a really tight contest for the start of the opening stages there of the first half. But they started to find their groove a little bit more as the first half went on, the Rebels.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, as we said, Gold Coast, they've got such a good attacking team. They've got so many threats on their list that there's no way with a 3-try lead the UQ Rebels will be anywhere near complacent in going into the halftime break. They'll still need a very strong second half performance. And as we said, if they are eyeing off that top spot on the ladder, for and against will be all important as well. So even if we get to a stage in the second half where it looks like they've got the win, they will really be pushing for more tries for that for and against. I'm sure that'll be sitting in the back of the mind as well.
Big second half needed here for the Coast. Can they get themselves back into the game? Halftime score in the final round of the Men's Premier, UQ Rebels 5, Gold Coast 2.
This grass looks smart, and it's tough enough to handle whatever you throw at it, so it stays looking smart. Tiff Tough Hybrid Bermuda, the smart grass.
Welcome back to the final round of the Metro Cup live here from Wide Seal at the halftime of the Men's Premier match, final match of the season. UQ Rebels 5-2 over the Gold Coast at halftime. And we made mention, Zach, that there's implications for all our matches tonight in the Women's Premier Division as well. We have one of the Women's Premier matches taking place at the same time right now. Give us the halftime score in that one.
Yeah, halftime score is 4-1 to the Country Club Colts over Southern Storm, which again is going to have huge implications on how the Women's Premier ladder may end. We're going to be lucky enough to watch the other game in the division at 8:10 between Brothers and the UQ Rebels. But as it stands at the moment, Country Club Colts are sitting fourth on the table, so they are missing finals as it stands. But with a win, they are a chance of jumping Brothers if Brothers lose to Rebels in our next game. So with Country Club up 4-1, that's a pretty commanding position to be in. They would also need to make up a little bit of ground for and against wise, so a win by multiple tries would really help their cause. So we'll keep a close eye on that one in the Women's Premier Division, and we'll keep a close eye on the Men's Premier Division as well, because it's almost identical circumstances with so many finals ramifications going on. It's a great night of touch football. Where else would you rather be, Scotty?
Yeah, exactly. And even though you might see some of the teams that are sitting in fourth position, like any team can knock anybody off in both the women's and the Premier, and it's been proven throughout this year's competition. So it's still all on the line here. There's still a game and a half to go. The Gold Coast, they're definitely not out of this contest. Down by 3 at the halftime break. They've got a nice little set play straight from the tap. It took a little deflection. They'll get another repeat set. It just like it looked like it fell away from them on the back end, but that's not a bad result. Just to reset here and have another full crack at the Rebels line as Groth has another dive in at the line.
Yeah, most importantly too, you can really feel the energy that Gold Coast have come out of the half with players going everywhere all over the field. They're clearly up for this one, Scotty.
Here is Tyler Wood. Takes it out to the left lane. Oh, just didn't come out of the hands cleanly there from Groth, who puts their hand up after that ball was thrown. So chance missed there from the Gold Coast straight from the start here of the second half. Rebels now first possession for them in the second 20.
Yeah, we see them pick up exactly where they finished the first half with excellent rucking, getting themselves into great field position here. So they will look for their strike dump.
Nice ball work, goes out in front of Searle. This time as Kelso takes it to the line. Oh, little Falcon or Frost, he didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, not played at the call from the referees. I think also got a penalty here. A touch pass or a throwing the ball away is the call. Must have been after it came off the head of Frost. There must have been something happened out the back there. A good field position for the Gold Coast now, and again, plenty of energy here and plenty of run as they come out of the box.
Nice work, Darnell linking up with Charlton. Manages to get himself in between two Rebels defenders, but they just put the brakes on and reset as they come into the fifth touch. No, Darnell decides to hold it. Now they'll have to reset. Nice ball movement. Charlton finally plays it. Good contact, though, on Charlton as he came in to play the ball. And the Coast, they rocketed it out to their left-hand side. Nothing doing out there for them. And the Rebels, nice turn of speed as they let the ball do the work.
Yeah, love the pace that they're playing that game out. The Rebels, you saw as soon as they defended that set, as soon as that ball hit the ground, they were just straight onto it and straight into their work. And we see huge meters off the back of the set here with Bell into half. Gets an offside play on call. Has he got support? He does, but well defended in the end from the Gold Coast. An advantage well and truly taken from that offside. Good job for the Coast to stay with it there. It was danger signs again as they struggle to defend the speed of the Rebels. And yeah, coming up with a poor error there, trying to get to their box. Again, Rebels straight on the ball and into their work.
Yeah, Kai Castles had both eyes on the interchange area. Charlton was just looking to feed the ball to him now, but Bell has a little bit of a look up at the line, turns over possession, and they run straight back at him. Relief there for the Gold Coast. Rebels couldn't capitalise off the mistake from the Coast around the middle of the field. Roth now with a sloppy play the ball, so just a couple of little errors over the last couple of sets from both these two teams. They'll be looking to try to get themselves just back into the grind of this game.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of energy coming out of the half-time. No doubt both coaches are doing the best to make sure their players are up for it, but with plenty of energy sometimes comes a little bit too much enthusiasm and probably a couple of uncharacteristic mistakes here. Let's look to see which team can hold their composure now as we settle into the second half.
Rebels looking to set up, coming into the last touch. Searle has a look up, goes left foot, right foot. Nice experience and held his position beautifully there, Peter Norman. Makes the touch quite comfortably in the end. Now he feeds it out to Lennox Tika. Take a hit up going forward. They're really doing the hard yards as the replacement players come around the back of their own 10-metre line. Last touch now, only just over the halfway line as Ward sends it out in front of Lamberg. And they'll throw the footy around and chance their hand. It is a touch and pass penalty. Tough set there for the Coast. They struggle to march their way downfield.
Yeah, you can just see on the turnovers, Gold Coast are just taking their time to reset and roll that zero touch, and it's just giving Rebels enough time to load up on that box side and put a lot of pressure on as Coast try and get to their box. And it's really letting them win the field position battle here as we'll see them get another great strike dump on the Gold Coast line. Jacko Walker tries to go underground with it. Tyler Ward doing a good job to make it back on side and affect the touch. See no one too keen to go and get the ball here. Kaya Castles goes, well, I might as well.
It's very...
my hand up.
Yeah, they didn't really have to go and get the footy there. It's a Rebels ball to take. Now almost shredding it through. It took a little deflection. I think they're going to get another repeat set here, the Rebels.
Will be a 6 to go. Unfortunate one there from the Gold Coast. Really wasn't too much doing there.
Priddle plays it on the 7. Pop up and have a look. Nice work as they get a nice clean play. The ball down, out in front. Streeter with space to work with. Gets it across the line. The Rebels score first here in the second half. Took about 5 or so minutes to be able to get the first points on the board, but the Rebels, they continue to stretch that lead.
Yeah, as we just see, Wes had to make that really important touch so they didn't score on the previous play. But then Streeter did a nice job to keep his width on this side and just too far for Wes to have to travel. I think the Coast, they'll be kicking themselves from that 6 to go call there. Probably unnecessary to get in the lane at that point, and in the end, that extra set of 6, it was too much for them to defend. Crunch time now as they look for another try. Lennox Tikar.
Bit of finger pointing going on there as well, and a bit of communication and good honesty. Flynn Kelso just having a chat to the referee and letting him know he didn't make the touch. So the Gold Coast, after having points down the other end, as you have a look at the replay, Lennox Tikar goes over and gets another try here for the Coast.
Yeah, really important one too there. They had to be next to score, Gold Coast, to keep themselves in the game. Yeah, you just see Flynn there. Did pop his hand up, but as you said, in the end, after a lot of finger pointing, he said, no, I didn't get it.
Oh, just overrunning it there. Geez, steaming in was Kalen Bell.
Yeah, in the end, did a good job not to put a hand to it. Reset and get it. He's involved again now. Tries to burn Pete Norman. It's a big task for anyone to pull off. Good scramble there from Pete.
He is coming up out of the line again. Oh, pops into his hands. This will be 0 touch for them. A couple of pleas from the Rebels defence saying might have taken a deflection and gone forward for his play on.
We'll see here, Coast again. Just a touch slow to the box. We'll get a decent strike dump here with Chung getting down for Tyler Ward. Sub surveys the options, goes to Wilson Gross in the lane. Great step back, flips it around. Enterprising play there from the Coast. And good scramble defence from the Rebels.
Flat here on the first touch though from UQ, and it's followed suit. Now was out in front of Notley. Luckily just got his body over the ball. They smell a little bit of blood in the water here, the Coast, but that's a nice response from Jake. Priddle follows suit. Nice clean pick up. Morecambe. Oh, as he sliced in between the Gold Coast defence, he's got 1,000 options to be able to choose from. And he links up with Notley. And those half runs tonight from Ned Morecambe. Wow, electric.
Yeah, it's just that speed. Look at him there. The Gold Coast looked like they had it covered, but Ned, in a 100-metre race, he'd go fast to being one of the fastest players in the men's Premier Division and puts it to good use. And as you said, Scotty, we've seen that a number of times. It's the speed in their rucking. They get Gold Coast off the back foot and then they put their fastest players in position to take advantage of it. And it's a game plan that's well and truly paid dividends for them so far tonight.
Strong contact in the touch, just slowed things down for the Gold Coast. And a penalty has been given. Gold Coast, full set of 6 to work with. Charlton directing traffic. Oh, and it's a sloppy play, the ball. Good experience there from the UQ Rebels defenders. Just getting bodies in position, forcing the mistake. Now they've got space. Streeter starting to streak down the sideline. He's gone. Wow. Good heads-up football from the UQ Rebels. They saw some space straight away down the left-hand side of the field. Notley feeds the appeal to Streeter, and right at this point, it was game over.
Yeah, great speed there. Saw Jai Charlton putting in the big ones, but just had too much ground to make up. And the UQ Rebels, well, we said it may get to this point, Scotty. If they're up a couple, they well and truly will not take their foot off the gas, because for and against will be all important if they are a chance of finishing in top spot on the ladder tonight. So don't expect any let up here. Gold Coast though through Wilson Groth. Soars through the air. Great cover across from Jackson Walker in defence to make that touch. So Coast resetting here through Norman.
Tikar plays it Ward, short ball. Tikar, very dangerous in that spot. Nice touch made. Kelso over there making the touch for the Rebels. And Gold Coast bodies in the ruck here, penalty given away.
He's got his hands up in the air there, Tyler Ward, but certainly running through the ruck there. Easy call for the referees to make. You see the Rebels here.
Oh, a couple of groans. Gold Coast players coming in. Collins again to make the touch. As Walker almost had an opportunity to thread that one out to Streeter, who we saw score the last try for the Rebels. Hegadis almost getting in between again. Norman, geez, he's made some big touches in defence on the line for the Coast tonight.
Yeah, you see Pete Norman there again, does the work in defence, and you can see him marshalling the troops in attack there. They've struggled a little bit to get to the box, so I'd suggest you see Pete here really trying to lead the box set and get them some more metres earlier in the set so they can at least get a good strike dump on last. But again, it's probably not going to be ideal for the Coast. Try a little switch back in. Again, well defended. And again, Rebels, they'll start the set in a great field position.
Yeah, second touch. As the ball goes out in front of Streeter. A little bit flat on the third. They punch out the back now. Jordan Bell links up with Caitlin. There's Priddle. He'll get the ball down cleanly. Bell picks up, goes long, loops it out. Collins picks it off. They'll come back in the midfield for a penalty. Touching pass is the call. Positive signs there from the Coast. Nice quick tap and then straight back out onto the football.
Yeah, it's a big effort for the Coast. I think playing with 12 tonight, which, you know, the difference between playing with 12 and 14 is not too bad, but when you go down to playing with 12 instead of 14, you do definitely feel the added fatigue element of just missing out on that extra rotation. You see here Gold Coast, and probably a smart play from Jai Charlton, killing the ball, not letting Rebels get a quick roll. I think you'll probably see a little bit of that as we get to the back end as well, with Gold Coast just trying to manage that player disadvantage.
So Rebels brothers, as we see, Rebels men's team now come up with a mistake. Rebels brothers to come in the Women's Premier. As we've made mention, games still on the line, final spots still up for grabs tonight in the Women's Premier Division as well. That game will follow the conclusion here of the Men's Premier. Here's Norman, plays it, Tika feeds it back to him. Norman has a look up at the line. It took a little deflection as well.
Yep, will be 6 to go here for the Coast. Look to see Pete Norman be heavily involved here. 7 minutes to play, down 5. Comeback is not completely out of the question here for the Coast, but they need to start scoring some tries pretty quickly. And I think referee Jordan Randall is going to point to the spot here. Would have been an offside call there. Tom Eddy, I think, the middle defender from UQ, must have been just short of the line. And good job from Tyler Ward to take advantage of that call.
Well, just bamboozled a few players. Ward knew exactly what was going on. And almost like the hands were thrown up there as well. I'm not too sure whether there was a touch made.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Scotty. I think Tom Eddy has put the hands up there and said no. A great tie from Tyler Ward.
So good little response. They just continue to hold in there. Clock starting to be a bit of a factor for them now. The Coast out in front. Rebels turn the ball over. 8-4.
Yeah, and as we said, every try still all important, with how much is yet to be decided on the ladder. For and against very well could end up being the deciding factor that splits teams between 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 on the ladder. So every try, even if we get to a point where the outcome of this game is decided in terms of a win-loss, every try still vitally important for how things could finish.
Charlton skips away from one defender. Tika, who's been good for the Coast tonight, sends it out. Groth off the fingertips.
And just couldn't get a handle on it, but again, UQ Rebels straight onto that ball, looking for that first fast turnover. And Jake Notley, good speed again. Grabs himself a few extra metres coming towards the box.
Of course, the other scenario, even though the Gold Coast might come up with a loss tonight, as we see this Morecambe again from half. Can't get away from them this time around. If the Colts beat the Storm, and is possibly predicted 1v4 tonight, these two teams will come up against each other in the semi-final. It's a bit of a mentally challenging thing when you play a team in the last round, particularly for the Coast in that game, to then come up against the Rebels yet again. But we know it'll be a completely different scenario if that's the case and they do come up against each other first week of the finals. It'll be like this game never happened, and the Coast, they'll throw the absolute kitchen sink at them if they get another crack at the Rebels.
Yeah, exactly. And with some of the injuries in the division as well, it's very possible that we'll have a couple of players in, a couple of players out, which will also just change the matchup a little bit. And you'd suggest as well, if Gold Coast have their full 14 as well, that would make a bit of a difference as well. As we see them now working towards the box.
Just under 5 minutes left to go in this game now. Coast, can they score next? It was players out of position. Lamberg did a good job to still hold on to the football. Difficult position of the field to be able to do that. Ward loops it out in front. We've got a penalty back in the middle of the field here. Matt Lavery pointing the direction of the Gold Coast.
Yeah, I think either an offside or a not moving forward there from the UQ Rebels. There's a bit of a scrappy set there from both teams with players everywhere. It'll be Gold Coast now with a fresh set of 6. Be Tyler Ward calling the shots in the middle. Kingston picks up, goes the other way. Low percentage play with a full set of 6 up their sleeve.
Yeah, ball just out in front. Didn't hit the target. Nice ball work from the Rebels. Helps them to get out of trouble coming out of their end of the field. Lovely little ball off the hip from Bell to Walker. There's players getting in the way here. Tika still arguing his case. Morecambe gets on the outside. Frost has to put the skates on. He does a good job to get across. Morecambe still causing headaches for the Gold Coast. Priddle, the Hegedus, just had a couple of grabs at it, and it was just enough for Lennox to come out of the line and make the touch. There's just the 5th and final play for them, though. Oh, they've gone to sleep on the last play, and they've threaded out over the top. Walker. Referees still just coming together and having a little bit of a chat here. There might be some confusion, possibly. I don't think the Gold Coast realised that there was still a touch to come. There's a few heads being shaken out there. And it looks like they just went to sleep not knowing that there was one last final touch to go on the set.
Yeah, it's one of the first rules you get taught. Play the whistle, and you saw referee Jordan Randall had his hand up for 5th touch straight away. As soon as that touch was made, as you said, Gold Coast just not awake to it. And in the end, a good bit of heads-up footy from UQ Rebels to take advantage of it. And that will push the scoreline out now to 9 tries to 4 in favour of the UQ Rebels, with 2 and a bit minutes left to play.
Here's Charlton out in front to Norman. Forced to come back in towards the middle of the field. Norman has a little short ball to Groth. Not a bad option.
You see 5th touch here. Links Tika into half, puts the big right foot step on. Oh, nearly beats his man too. In the end, pretty good scramble there. Jordan Bell, it is, with a crucial touch there. And Rebels now be looking to complete their sets here. Get the ball up the other end of the field and lock in what is going to be a very impressive win for them. But as you said, Scotty, likely that these two teams may play each other next week. So, as you see, Searle just puts the ball out in front, too far out in front. Be a forward pass. If we look to the ladder quickly, Scotty, and what the result here means. So, coming into this game, the UQ Rebels were 6 tries away from Country Club Colts, 4 and against wise. So with scores as they are at the moment, they're making up 5 of those tries tonight. So Country Club Colts, they will be must win if they want to finish first here. If they lose and Storm do get the win, it's looking likely that UQ Rebels could jump into first spot. As you said, they are playing Storm, who are 4th. So it would be a bit of an upset if Storm were to win, but as we've seen time and time again in this division, on their night, any team is well and truly capable of beating any other opposition. So it sets up a great game in that second men's premier matchup tonight.
Yeah, we'll try and keep an eye on that score as well. That'll be taking place at the same time as our next fixture in the women's premier between the UQ Rebels and Brothers. It looks like UQ have almost half got the Q in the rack.
So Gold Coast go to the away set again. Where's Collins? Good meters on this side. Tyler Ward backing up nicely in the middle. End up being one of their better rucking sets of the half here, Gold Coast. See if they can take advantage. Castle's happy to slow it up.
Here's Lamberg, feeds it back to Kaya. Ward wrapping around, loops over the top. Notley says, I'll take that. There's a couple of grabs at it. Straight back out onto the football. Tries to skip away and get between Gold Coast defenders. Nice recovery. Castles and Collins getting across to make the touch as Searle comes back in field to Streeter. Hegedus straightens them up. Priddle will do much of the same as he works his way into the middle of the field. Priddle again, 5th and final touch. Hegedus pumps it, takes it to the line. Oh, a little stumble. Still trying to find his feet. Poor old Kai Castles just couldn't get going. He had concrete boots on.
Yeah, I think a few of the Gold Coast players in the same boat, looking a little bit out on their feet, as we said, really tough to play with 12, and especially the UQ Rebels, the way they played that game, they had so much speed and well and truly took advantage of that numbers situation, and an impressive win by them, and as we said, sets up an epic second match in the men's Premier Division, which will be off on Field 3. The UQ Rebels, well, they'll be nervously waiting to see if the Colts pick up a loss. If they do, highly likely that the UQ Rebels could finish first. And on the other hand, Gold Coast, they'll be sweating on that result as well, because if Southern Storm are to get the win, then they will certainly jump the Gold Coast based on for and against and move into third and knock Gold Coast out of finals. So both teams, I'd suggest, will be grabbing their water and heading over to Field 3, because plenty still to be decided in our Men's Premier Division.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we said, we'll try and keep an eye on the results out there and let you know what's happening in the final game in the Men's Premier Division as well. We're into the final games now for the women's. We've got UQ Rebels taking on Brothers, all on the line as well, as all four teams looking to secure their final spots. Stay with us. More live action to come here from Whites Hill.
This grass looks smart, and it's tough enough to handle whatever you throw at it, so it stays looking smart. Tip Tough Hybrid Bermuda, the smart grass.
As a look does go long and over the top to Foxcroft. This set, Prendergast picks up, goes into the in-goal area. Skinner try to keep up with him. And links up out on the right-hand side of the field. Flicks it around behind the beer. Well, that is unbelievable. Zanika Tanamu plays it. Fifth and final touch. Tanamu takes it on herself. Yeah.
Women's Premier is about to get underway. The UQ Rebels taking on Brothers. We take a look at the live ladder. And again, like we've been touching on tonight, Zach, finals implications still to come. We're just waiting the results of our final matches. You might be able to let us know very shortly. Talk us through the live ladder and what it all means for us tonight in the Women's Prem.
Yeah, so many implications, Scotty. My numbers are running all over the place in my head.
Calculators are out.
We've got the score from the first game in the Women's Premier. So that was the Southern Storm taking on the Country Club Colts. Bit of an upset there. You can see Country Club in fourth on the ladder, but they did take the win 6-3, which makes things very interesting. That means that officially, as of now, the UQ Rebels will be top of the table. Storm will pick up 1 point from the loss, and they'll go to 19 points, but UQ Rebels, they will stay top of the table regardless. But what it does set up is a really interesting situation down the bottom of the ladder with Country Club moving to 15 points. So as of now, they've jumped Brothers. Brothers would get at least 1 point from the loss, but they would still be beaten on for and against, depending on how many they lose by. So effectively a must-win from the Brothers.
Well, all on the line. It's going to take a mighty effort from them if they're able to get in. Now, the last time these two teams did play against each other was in round 7. The result of that game, 6-6 draw. So they know that they can go with the Rebels, who are, like we said, they're one of the heavyweights. They've just made their way through to it yet again, another grand final, but that'll just be in the back of their mind. That last round 7 fixture, 6-all draw. Brothers can definitely take it to the champs here.
Yeah, absolutely, and they will have to. You'd assume that they would have had someone down there scoping out the first game in the Women's Premier, so they knew what the situation was going to be for them coming into the game. They probably would have been hoping the Southern Storm would get the win, so they were guaranteed a final spot, but it's not gone down that way. So, as we said, crucial match for them, and especially with Country Club winning by 3 tries as well, because they did need a bit of a for and against boost. But yeah, as it stands at the moment, it's must-win territory, so it should be a cracking game.
Brothers opening possession of this game. Lisa Maimai showing it in one hand. Stevens in from half. Out to Maimai. Comes off the right foot. Tries to get in between Rebels defenders. She'll get sent back out to the 7-metre line.
Yeah, good start there from Brothers. Looking very dangerous. Lisa Maimai certainly one of their key players, and another one of them is Kayla Maimai over here, working with Kim Soo See. You see Lisa on that sweep, sizes things up, gets the ball out to the wing, diving finish in the corner. We look to the referees, and they are going to point to the spot. And we said it, Scotty, must-win game from Brothers, and that is best possible start for them.
What a great start, and you can see just straight out of the gates, they had plenty of running. It was a beautiful final ball, great finish as well. Had work to do with the covering defence coming across. Maimai, plenty of touches early on. Look at that ball. Nice diving effort. Great start here for Brothers. They strike first. They take the lead early, 1-0 in favour of Brothers. First possession here to the Rebels, though.
And a good finish in the corner there from the Brothers as well. It might have been Mary McLean, I think, in the corner there. So we see now Rebels looking for a hit back.
Here is Ashurst. They come around the short side and Dreisen, ball in one hand. Yep, they got to point to the spot. What a beautiful finish that was as well. Wow.
Yeah, and he's so dangerous on those little sweeper-style setups. We'll see it here. Good middle jump. She comes around, gets the overlap, gets outside of her player, and then a really good dive. Just gets underneath that touch. And a great start to the Women's Premier Division. 2 sets and 2 tries. As we see here, so much on the line. As we see Brothers now rolling down towards the line.
We'll grab out in front. As they come out to the right-hand side. 5th and final for them. Nothing doing in the early stages of their set. Back in field. As Bella Files. Quite a battle on both sides of the field. Sisters coming up against each other. You got both Filed sisters. Twins coming up against each other. You got My twins. Plus Lisa as well. That's Beck with the Rebels. Kayla and Lisa for Brothers tonight.
Yeah, it's touch football, isn't it? Often ends up being a family affair. So we see Tiani Bryce now into half. Burns her player. And a great ball on the inside. Ma Thomas, great support there. And well done from Tiani to be able to find her. Didn't look like there was too much going on there for the Rebels, but Tiani Bryce, it's a bit of heads-up footy, finds the space.
Yeah, you're 100% right when you said it doesn't look like there's much. They're going down a short side. A little bit 2-on-2 just on the outside, and it was just a little bit of a, I was going to say it was a bit of a hope ball, but Mara Thomas just put herself into a position where she was able to grab that football, get it down, and score the Rebels' second try of the game. They go in front for the first time as well, 2-1. Now in favour of the Rebels.
And we see a strong attacking pod on here for Brothers. Both Maimai's on the field. Lisa now tries to get on the outside of her player. And good cover defence in the end, I think, from the Rebels. Still a couple of touches in hand, though.
So they come back towards the middle of the field. Switch in just off the fingertips there. Kayla Maimai might have been having a little bo peep at the defensive line of the Rebels. Here's Lucia Fields.
You see Rebels been very good when they've had good field position. They've been twice down to the Brothers line for 2 tries. As we see them now, getting a good flow out of the box. It's Beck Maimai in half. Sizing's up, picks the long option. Sinead pops it back, and Hinny and back again. Great cover defence there from the Brothers. Plenty happening from the Rebels. Boy, Scotty, the Rebels girls look on tonight.
It's got a feeling about this game, though. It almost feels like finals has come early. Brothers are definitely throwing the challenge down to Rebels, but they're just starting to click a little bit more now, UQ. finding their groove. Brothers, this is a nice set for them. Belfast just holds it up. Susie pumps and gets him on the front foot, plays it on the Rebels 10. And Page Folk just couldn't pick it up cleanly out of half. They'll be pretty happy with where they're going to start here. UQ, over the halfway line they go. Henny switches around the back to Tiani. A little bit flat and disjointed. Flat ball from half there to Hagan as well. Bryce can't get away this time. Just wasn't the cleanest of sets there from the UQ Rebels, and Brothers did a good job to hold them to where they are, particularly after turning the ball over on their previous set as well.
Yeah, as we see now, UQ loading up their defensive shooters on that box side. Good job from Brothers, just a few extra passes there, wins them a few metres. Great drive now from Ray Barker as subs come on into the middle. Look for Lisa Maimai to pick up from half here. She does. She looks long, sends it out. I think it's going to be coming back for a touch pass. But a good set there from the Brothers.
Absolutely. Now 3 referees doing double duties. We saw them in the men's Premier game before. Matt Lavery on field at the moment. Jordan Randall far side. Campbell Muir making his way on field now. As Hagan throws a little dummy. It's him over the halfway line. Familiar interchange play for the Rebels. Switching players onto the field. As Mooney Stack comes in out of the line, will gift a repeat set here to UQ. I just felt the threat there.
Yeah, it did look like they had that slight overlap coming back this way, so probably not a bad play from Shatali to just put herself in the lane. It does mean now they need to defend 6 touches on their line against the Rebels. See little middle play. Sammy Joe fires it out to Hinney. Little stutter, but good scramble again from the Brothers. They've thrown plenty at them in attack, the UQ Rebels, but just managing to hang on so far.
Here's Hinney directing traffic, popping Ashurst out, who gets herself in a half, gives an opportunity for Lucia to sweep and sends it out in front. There's a lovely little play. Not much room to work with there, but if that's taken cleanly, they might have had another chance for more points.
Yeah, you touched on it early, Scotty. The UQ Rebels girls look on tonight, and if you have a look at how they've gone throughout the season, they've had a lot of players with injuries who've come in and out of the squad. There's been a number of regular Div 1s who have filled up for multiple rounds, but you look down their list tonight and pretty much a full-strength side for them. So you'd think especially, even though they've got top spot locked up as they head into finals, they'll want to just get a few games and a few sets under their belt with the full team and make sure they're right to go for finals. And it looks like they are well and truly hitting their straps at the right time.
And the 2 Fold sisters coming up against each other there. As Bella comes back to make the touch on Lucia. They'll get another repeat set, more pressure on the Brothers' defensive line. They've been camped down the centre of the field over the last couple of sets.
Yeah, done a good job so far to hold them out. The Brothers are only early into this match, but Rebels out to an early lead. Important that they can hold their line here, not let them get out by too many tries, as we see Hinney now pulls the trigger on the long ball. Was there a touch there from the winger? Yes, there was. Great effort there.
It was a good recovery, wasn't it? It was a beautiful ball. So we've seen them try to pull that one off as those replacement players making their way onto the field.
Yeah, 4th touch here, so still 1 in hand for the UQ Rebels. Rani Hagan gets it to Beck Maimai. Tries to come back the other way, but really good defensive touch there from Georgia Bartlett. Important. As we see Kayla Maimai. Good metres early in the count here. Britt Brown now with the ball. Brothers get towards their box here.
They need some punch coming out of their interchange area as well, as Stevens gets them over the halfway line. Walker feeds it from half. Susie plays it. Vogt picks up from half. They come out on the left-hand side of the field. Not a bad finish into their set. In the end of the day, they finish on their side of the field. They need to turn attack into defence now.
Yeah, they'll be happy with that set there, the Brothers. A lot more metres, and again, a good kill just allows them to set up defensively here. But Rebels, as they do so often, just using their speed and skill, weather a couple of tough defensive efforts from Brothers early in the set, but find metres later on. A decent strike dump now. Sammy Joe picks up, switches it back in for Ma Thomas. Numbers on the left. Good cover defence again from Brothers. Doing a good job to just hang on here. They're having plenty thrown at them.
Yeah, they're doing a good job as well with ball in hand, though. The Rebels just to get away from defenders and have an opportunity to throw the football around, particularly on the last touch.
We see great leadership from Kim Susi there. Calls the away set. Makes some good metres up the right-hand side, and now fresh legs on the two Mai-Mais. Looking to combine an attack, but just get it wrong. And good effort from Britt Donovan. Touch pass there.
It almost looked like they were just holding the football up, tries, because, like you said, the away set started after they managed to get their first couple of replacement players on. Then Susie made her way off, so they were just holding up the footy, trying to get their full complement of 6 on. Rare mistake here from UQ.
Yeah, ball just out in front of Hinarangi Andreasend. Couldn't stretch out and reel it in. So Brothers, they haven't had too many sets where they've been able to start in good field position, but they'll get one here. Just going to burn a touch or two to get their subs on, but they should have a good crack at the Rebels line here.
Kayla Mai rolls them forward. Bartlett from half has a look left, has a look right, comes back in field. Mai now will get herself into half. This Kayla, beautiful ball out in front. And Walker will go over in the corner. Great response from Brothers. Levels us back up. That was a lovely little set play coming into the back of a beautiful ball from Kayla Mai on the back end.
Yeah, just does a great job. Great speed, just digs into the line, sucks the UQ Rebels defence in, and then she's got a fantastic long ball as Kayla Mai and uses it to great effect there, just puts it on an absolute platter. And she's such a great player, Kayla Mai. She's had a bit of an unfortunate run with injury over the past couple of seasons, but boy, if she can hit her straps for final, she is such a boost to this Brothers side when she is on the park.
So looked up at twos. Rebels from the restart. Tenny sweeps. Nice work from Bartlett. Just held her position nicely. Stuck the hand out to make the touch.
See now Rebels happy to be patient and get the look they want. Send Tiani round on the sweeper. Hinny picks up, feeds her eventually. Rani with the bat on attempt. Born well forward there, but right idea. So see again another ball spew out down onto field 2. Allow Rebels to really line up on the box side here. Look for them to try and put plenty of pressure on. Solid touch there from Caitlin Braid on first.
Bartlett does a good job just to get away from Hagan. Mai.
Yeah, we saw that forward pass from half. Good job from our referees working as the team. It was sideline referee Campbell Muir coming in to make sure that forward pass was picked up. And again, net result will be UQ Rebels start with the ball in good field positions and more pressure now to absorb for Brothers.
Yeah, they're looking to get on with it there as well. The Rebels just had to go back over to the mark. As Hagan takes a little bit of a juggle. Andreasen loops it out, comes off the back of one of the Brothers players. Wasn't the finish that they would have been looking for their UQ. As now they come up and get their hands on the football. Positive though again from Brothers, so straight on onto the pill. Susie directing traffic yet again. Nice punch as replacement players make their way onto the field.
Yeah, great drive there from Brooke and Schmidt. Good metres. Britt Brown now picks up, goes bang on the long ball. Kayla Mai just unable to reel it in. And again, enterprising play from the Brothers. We see so often the Rebels are such a good team and they're just at you all game, attack, defence. They're just on top of you and they just do not take a breath at any point. So far, the Brothers girls just doing a decent job to weather the storm. See a few players pleading there for an over the mark.
It was pretty close, wasn't it? Referees say play on. Sammy Joe switches in Ashurst, feeds it back out in front of Curtis. And yeah, too far out in front, loose ball back on the inside. Again, referees communicating nicely with each other and they make the right call.
Yeah, I feel bad saying it because I am a referee, Scotty, but you got to credit the sort of athletes that some of our referees are. These three, as we mentioned, backing up from the men's premier game, cannot be underestimated the amount of training and fitness it takes to be able to do 2 games at this level in a row. And we see them here getting crucial calls right at right times. So great effort from our referees.
Bartlett was just looking to link up with Bell Fides around the back. Probably just didn't get the positioning right on that one. Half in a switching position, half just floating. Ball hits the deck. Rebels coming out of their end. Nice ball from Thomas to Hammond.
Yeah, great extra pass again there from Rebels. Just allows them to keep that flow in their set. And it should be a good attacking opportunity now for Beck Mai out of half.
Picks up nice ball. There's space on the inside. Well, what happened in the midfield for Brothers? They rolled over far too easily on that occasion. Fields goes across for another try and just went to sleep on the line there, brothers.
Yeah, it's just one of those defensive efforts you simply cannot afford against the Rebels. As we said, they're just at you all game. See a great ball here, but at this stage, there's still a good chance they could have had it covered, but the middle's just giving up on the play. Lucia Fields does a great job to stay in support in the middle. And in a close game, that could end up being a crucial try for the Rebels. See if brothers can hit back now.
His folk switches in. Susie just got caught. And it's a tough area of the field to pick that ball up cleanly. Just got dug into the turf. It's Mai. It's Beck. Comes across.
See now good pressure from Lisa Mai there. Striking from that far link. See now Tiani Bryce. It's the long option. Good touch there. Credit that good defensive set there from Lisa Mai. She's sitting across in that far link, and a lot of times you'll see those players just roll back and hold their space, but huge effort for her to get up, made a really crucial touch and just stunted the UQ drive a little bit. There's some of those things that you got to try and do to disrupt the UQ side. As we see now, Sister Kayla with the ball. She goes long option again.
Oh, yes.
And the referees will point to the spot. Well, Kayla Mai, she's done it once before and she's done it again, just with a fantastic long ball over the top.
She's got it on a string, and it was just a late dip. You might see out here, it was a beautiful ball that just got her outside wing there on the outside shoulder. And that just last little bit of kick on the football here does the job. As they get on the outside of Murphy, who was trying to get across the scramble. Great call again from the referees. You can see the ball clearly down before the cover defence came across. And brothers, they're not going anywhere in this game. They lock the scores back up as we come back to live action now. Ashurst trying to get through from half. She gets caught in possession.
Yeah, good defensive touch there from Ray Barker. Now we see again the UQ Rebels just lining up, sending multiple shooters out of the line, trying to make it hard for brothers to get to the box. Lisa Mai will just put her head down, wins them a few extra metres here.
Bartlett now, last touch. Lisa Mai has a look up, short. There's balls bouncing around all over the place at the moment.
Yeah, I think looks like it might have been a 6 to go there, but referees again, call coming in from the sideline. Needed a touch pass or a full pass there from the middle. And again, Rebels straight into their work. Nice little dummy there from Lucia. And Beck Mai, ever reliable, picks up 20 metres out of the box.
Ooh, looking for offside players. It definitely sounded like there was a play on call.
Yeah, I think it was a good response from Shatali. She was just off, took that extra step which she needed to. So we see Rani Hagen now.
My. That was Lisa, who had a real good look at that, and the UQ attacking. They were running straight through the line. There was open space there, Lisa, and she's got toe. We've seen her go in clear distance in that sort of position before in previous games. She had a real good look at that one. Rebels now with Brown scrambling across to make the touch.
Yeah, what a key moment that could end up being in this match. I reckon Lisa's got the speed that no one would have caught her there. Instead, it's brothers under pressure again.
Oh, here we go. Now falls in the hands of Walker. She's lightning quick as well. Good scramble as Hammond comes back to make the touch. Bartlett in the midfield.
Great job from brothers again, just absorbing. They've absorbed a lot of pressure in this game. They've had to do a lot of defending, but they've done a really good job. And they find themselves even with the Rebels here. Again, good defence from Rebels defending their box.
Susie from half comes off the left foot. And he stays strong in the middle of the field to come up and make the touch. Yanni through the hands. Hammond is doing plenty of work down this left-hand side of the field for UQ. It's an important aspect of their wing games. You can see Kate there, back-to-back efforts from half. She's going to come over for a breather now as Thomas feeds it. Sammy Joe gets a nice clean play of the ball. Ashurst on the sweep, puts the brakes on. Now Mara and Thomas feeds it. Ashurst gets caught in possession. They go the full distance. They finish it up. Brothers come back out to the 7 to restart their set. Stevens as the hooter sounds in the background. Barker feeds it off the fingertips. Wow. What a first half between these two teams. They go locked in at 3 apiece at the halftime break. Quality game, this one.
Yeah, probably one of the best halves of football we've seen in the Women's Premier Division. Both sides throwing so much at each other at attack. We saw Rebels just so much speed, scoring tries out of nowhere early on. And then it was the Maimais from Brothers who have really done a great job to keep them in there. We've seen Kayla Maimai come up with a couple of fantastic long balls to score a few really crucial tries for Brothers. As we made mention at the start of the match, it is a must-win for the Brothers if they want to play finals this season, and I reckon they've put in one of their best 20-minute performances so far, so we'll see if they can back it up in the second half.
Yeah, let's see if they can get the job done and secure themselves a final spot. Scores locked up here in the final round of the Women's Premier. It is UQ 3, Brothers 3.
This grass looks smart, and it's tough enough to handle whatever you throw at it, so it stays looking smart. Tip Tough Hybrid Bermuda, the smart grass.
Welcome back to live action here at the Metro Cup. We're at the halftime break in the Women's Premier. Last round, round 10. UQ Rebels and Brothers. Nothing can separate the two teams going into the halftime break. They're locked up at 3 tries apiece. And we may mention just coming into the halftime break, it was a quality first 20 minutes between these two teams, and it's reflected in the scoreline. Zach, couldn't be separated going into oranges at the break.
Yeah, absolutely cracking first half, and I think you probably agree with me, Scotty. It's got a real finals feel, this matchup, and we are 1 round away from the finals. Huge implications for this match on how the ladder will finish. We mentioned it a few times now. It is must win for the Brothers, with the Country Club Colts winning in the Women's Premier match earlier this evening in our 7:20 slot. So yeah, with that win, the Colts, and winning by a few, they are a good chance of jumping the Brothers if they are to lose tonight. So yeah, it sets up a cracking second half of football, Scotty. Round 10, last round of the regular season. You can't ask for anything more.
Absolutely. And we mentioned in the first half as well, the last time these two teams played up against each other, it finished in a draw that night as well. Let's get the calculations out in your calculator. I'm going to say straight up, not my strong point. What happens if there's a draw at the end of this game? We'd presume that Storm would get through. Is that the case?
Yeah, so Storm will be through regardless. And yeah, the country club will remain in 4th if Brothers draw the game. So a draw does get the job done for the Brothers tonight in terms of securing a final spot. But I'm sure they won't want to be in a position with a minute or two to go and scores level. You do not want to be in that position against the UQ Rebels.
Absolutely. A win just makes it that much more comfortable, and that's no doubt what they're striving to achieve. They've got themselves into a position to be able to do that, brothers. Can they finish it off here in the second 20?
And I should mention as well, Scotty, this is really testing the limits of my mathematical skills here. If brothers are to lose by 1, I believe that they will then be equal for and against with Country Club Colts, in which case we go into percentages, and that is where my mathematics skills stop.
Oh, Rebels have started the second half perfectly. Nice little short ball, Ashurst punching through the hole. We saw brothers score when they had the opening tap-off in the first half. And the Rebels, they return serve. Lovely set piece.
Yeah, great play from them. Certainly would have been something they drew up in the box. Plenty of players in motion and always hard to defend when that is the case. See Lucia with that little sweep around the back, creates the numbers and a good finish from them. It was a very upbeat halftime address from the coaches on the UQ Rebels there across on our side. There was plenty of robust discussion, no doubt. That play was drawn up and executed to perfection.
There's a nice little stutter step coming in the line from Lucia as well. Just straightened up momentarily, and that caught brothers flat-footed. And attracted after the pass. They get across. Asher scores. Penalty here to brothers.
Yeah, not moving forward. The call on the UQ defence. You see Britt Brown now brings the ball into the 7, looks for that quick little dump split. Tries to get on the outside of Sammy Joe. So one of the better defenders in the women's game. Does a good job to cover. Still plenty of touches in hand here. And the referee Campbell Muir. Yep, same call. So the not moving forward one. You can see him walking back explaining to the players. And obviously needing to move forward off the line at a reasonable pace. You see Kayla Mai picks out the long ball option again, and a diving effort from the winger there, just unable to haul it in.
It's worth a shot. Left to rights have been on tonight. There's Kayla Mai. They put the ball out in front. Hammond can't reel that one in. Mistake early in the second half here for the Rebels as they're making their way out of the end of the field. Little opportunity here for brothers to hit back.
You saw their Rebels still rolling their subs. There was a little split second where I thought an opportunity might have been on for the brothers to spread the ball to the right, but they decided to roll a few subs of their own. So we see Kimmy Susi tries to burn Rani Hagen on the outside. It's a tough task. Rani, one of the fastest players in the division, but still touches in hand here. We see Kimmy Susi round on a sweeper. Lisa picks up and goes the other way. Long ball out to the wing, but great pressure there from Kate Hammond. Came up with the error coming towards the box from UQ. Makes up with it with a great defensive cover there.
They'll be looking to be cleaner this time around. Not a bad start to their opening couple of touches. Just getting over the halfway line now as Curtis is straight and hard. 10 metres picked up coming into the 5th and final touch. Donovan takes in to the line and look comfortable as Folk and Susi make the touch and restart their set. Susi goes forward on the first touch. They start to make their way now to the right-hand side, a little bit flat. As replacement players make their way onto the park.
Yeah, really need a good punch here coming into the last. You cut Stevens into half, she picks up. Surveys looks one way, goes the other. Again, not a terrible end to the set there from the brothers. Again, Rebels straight onto that ball, looking for the quick turnover. See there, Britt Donovan put the hand up. Just might add a quick look up at the defence there.
Brothers are having a quick look up at the defence now as there's some space to work with down the right-hand side of the field. Luke plays it pretty much on the 7-metre line. I'll take this opportunity now just to hold things up as Britt Brown makes her way out to the left link position. Brothers looking to set up now. Contact there on Mooney, stacked a little bit too much potentially. They're coming in on the side, and there's quite a bit of body in that touch as well. Another set of 6 for brothers. Brown steps out, has a look up, feeds it out to back the Folds. No one at home for the Rebels. They continue to go punch for punch here with UQ. Scores back level.
Yeah, crucial hit back there from the brothers. So we just see plenty of patience in this set here. Just waited to get the look that they wanted, and in the end it was Britt Brown coming off the right foot and Bella Fields hitting a really nice in line there and breaks through. And Scotty got a bit of breaking news as well in our men's premier matchup that's currently happening over on field 3. It is the CCC who are leading 8 tries to 5 over the Southern Storm. We know in the men's premier division that game plenty of ramifications too. Country Club Colts needing the win to stay on the top of the table, which they are currently leading at the moment, and Southern Storm playing for a chance to overtake Gold Coast into the finals if they can pull a win out, but down 3 it'll take a big effort from them, so we'll try and keep you up to date on those scores as well as we move through the second half of the last round of games in our premier divisions.
Rebels turn the ball and possession back over to Brothers. They come off their own 7-metre line. Through the hands they go. Barker from half. As they punch downfield. Again, Rebels being nice and physical in the touch. Stephen shows it back on the inside.
Yeah, Rebels just doing a good job of making the touches in front and just not letting the Brothers get those quick roll balls away. So we see Kim Soo Si now. Again, not a bad end to the set there from the Brothers, killing the ball in the right area of the field. So we see them now trying to put pressure on the Rebels. And the Rebels, as they so often do, so many players in motion doing a good job of finding the extra pass and metres. So we see now subs coming on out the back.
Hammond feeds it from half. Hagen, left foot, switches back in. They try to throw the ball and pop it out on the outside. Touch and pass is going to be the call.
Yeah, good job from the Brothers there just to hang on. There's danger signs when you see Rani Hagen come off the signature right foot, but did well to cover it in the end. And we just entered into a nice little arm wrestle in the match here, Scotty. Both teams just going set for set.
Nice work from Brown. Just managed to skip away from a couple of defenders, but just sent a bit of a wild ball out to the left-hand side. Brooke Hoffmeyer, nothing she could have done to grab onto that footy. Donovan goes forward. Thomas changes on here for the Rebels. Curtis, Ashurst, and Lucia making their way onto the field. Last touch out the back. And Lucia doesn't have any of that one. Happy to let the ball hit the ground.
Yeah, good read again there from Brooke Hoffmeyer on the wing. They did have numbers out here, the Rebels, but good read from Brooke to shut in and shut that one down. See Brothers now, a good bit of momentum coming towards the box. They'll look to keep that up, and a strong drive from Ray Barker. Still touch in hand here. And Smith checks out to Bella Fields.
Mai's getting herself in position from half. She's been strong, particularly going left to right. Loops over the top. They had a good grab at that again. And referees, doesn't look like they're going to ping for a forward pass. So that one gets reeled in. They're going over for points, and that would have seen them take the lead as well.
And she just, you feel like you know what Kayla Maimai is going to do. She loves that long ball, but even though you know what she might do, she's just got such a great ball, and she's just so flat and hard that it can still beat you. So we see Tiani Bryce now. Ooh. Looking for that switch inside there from Danita. He's just holding her line out in the link.
Here's Maimai yet again. Oh, loose ball. There's pressure coming up defensively from the Rebels. Probably just needed to tuck the ball under the wing there, take that touch, get it down on the deck, and then flow off the back of it.
Yeah, and you probably credit that a little bit to how good the UQ defence has been. They've done such a decent job at smothering them in the box and making it really hard for Brothers to make metres, and so sometimes you do feel like you just got to push that extra pass. They come up with an error on this occasion. Rani Hagen now splits back inside, gets the ball back, goes bang, what a pill.
Well, ball of the night. Hagen, have a look at this. We'll just sit back and just drink this one in at home. What a ball.
Yeah, you see them here, just send the sweep around, so Brothers immediately will be worried about that, and they come back on the inside, and that is an unbelievable ball from Rani Hagen. That's an absolute bullet. She's fired it out of the cannon, and Beck Maimai hitting such a great hole. How do you defend that, Scotty?
No idea. Sometimes you just got to start heading straight back towards the halfway line. That's just too good. Rani Hagen, what a ball. Sets it up, and now Brothers turning back possession over. Rebels back in front.
It's been such a fascinating game, Scotty. Just back and forward. No team to this point has been able to put together back-to-back tries and really break out and create a margin. It's been a 1-try lead either way all game. As we see now, Lucia Fildes. Good read there. Brooke Hoffmeyer just holds her nerve there on the wing and shuts in.
It's good football from both teams as well. There was solid contact on the previous touch. They could have well and truly just held things up there, UQ, and had a little look up at the referees to see if they were going to get a penalty. There's some space now for Brothers. They go away from their box yet again. And Lucia just picked up from half. She saw that Brothers were on the back foot. And this creates something. And they're flat here as those replacement players made their way onto the field. In the middle of the park and over the halfway line. Nice ball from Brown out to Barker. They switch back in. Good recovery, though, from UQ.
Yeah, decent little switch up there again. You see the leadership of Kim Soo Si. She called that away set. It looked like it was going to pay dividends early in the set, but then probably just got a little bit isolated on that last touch and allowed UQ to put on a bit of pressure. And they just didn't get the meters they would have liked there from the Brothers. But nice to see a bit of variation and just putting that second thought in the UQ mind about whether they will always go to the box. See now Hinney on the switch. Forward pass, I think, is the call. I mean, that little pop pass off the half. See slow change over now for the Brothers, who will look to come towards their box on this occasion. Messy roll ball, but hard touch will be the call. A relieving penalty there for the Brothers.
Again, they're starting to be a little bit more physical in the touch. UQ, they force another mistake. They went for it the first time around. Didn't come up. Sometimes you'd see teams just, they'll just ride that out then and not force their hand. But the very next touch from the tap off, they get physical again. They force that mistake. They really wanted the footy back here.
See Tiani Bryce, so dangerous in this situation. And she will dive over for the try. Still signature Tiani Bryce play there. And in the end, Scotty, just too much field position and Brothers just couldn't hold out.
Yeah, it just comes back again from the mistakes of the physical contact in the play of the ball. They get the football, they strike early. Tiani's just so dangerous in this position. Retrieving plays in defence. She just glides straight on the outside. This is danger signs now a little bit for Brothers. Still 2 tries. It's not this amount of a task for them to get themselves back into the game, but it's probably the biggest margin of the game so far in favour of UQ.
Yeah, crucial that they can hit back here. Leisha Maimai just holds it up. In the end, Brooklyn does a good job to reel that one in. Just the one touch in hand here, though. You see Kayla Maimai goes long again. Nice little check ball. Leisha Maimai wrapping round.
Play down on the deck here for UQ.
Yeah, see immediate concern there from the players.
She hasn't moved.
Yeah, it just happened in back play, Scott. He didn't quite catch exactly what happened there. Saw Rebels players diving all over the place, trying to defend that nice little last touch play from the Brothers. And we'll cross our fingers and hope that she's okay here.
I think it might be Britt Donovan who's down on the deck at the moment for UQ. But definitely some immediate concern. She hasn't moved as of yet. She's face down on the grass at the moment. And both teams will just sort of regroup and come together a little bit, but obviously their immediate concern is for Britt.
Yeah, we'll cross our fingers for Britt. I think she's spent a bit of time out with injury already this season, so fingers crossed she's just picked up a bump and will be okay. Well, we've got a brief little stoppage on play. So another update from the men's premier match over on field 3 between the Country Club Colts and the Southern Storm. And it is the Country Club now pulling away. They lead 11 tries to 5 over the Storm. And with a 6-try lead, it's probably pretty safe to assume now in our men's premier division that it will be the Country Club Colts who'll finish first. And of course that means that they go straight through to the grand final. So big advantage in the Premier Divisions coming first, not having to go through a preliminary final matchup. So it looks like they will head straight through to the grand final, and with Southern Storm picking up a loss, that will mean we set up a UQ Rebels Gold Coast preliminary final, which will be in 2 weeks' time, so no Premier Finals next week. We'll have some Division 1 finals coming your way, which will be excellent to see some of our Division 1 talent. There's some really quality players in that division, and Plenty of them, no doubt, will be future Premier players, so we'll get some Div 1s matchups next week, and then the following week will be those preliminary finals for the Premier Division, so it looks at this stage like it will be UQ Rebels and the Gold Coast in the men's. And for the women's, still the result of this match could determine what we'll see there, but unfortunately it looks like we may be set for an extended break here, as we see both sets of players now heading towards the box. It is good that we've got Beck Maimai out there. I believe she is a paramedic. And unfortunately, it looks like it may be a head or a neck related injury just by the way that she's assisting over there. But certainly in good hands with Beck on the scene. And we can see Britt Donovan moving and slowly rolling over, so again, we'll cross our fingers and hope that she is okay.
Yeah, she's just been set up now, and everyone in communication with her. She's in good hands, like we said. Still a little bit ginger. They'll take their time. Yeah, so looking forward to the Division 1 grand semi-finals next week. Like you said, a lot of young and up-and-coming talent, but there's also a lot of ex-Premier level players that drop back as well as they get a little bit long in the tooth. We've all been there, and but it's an awesome competition and a lot of experienced players going back. As we now see, Britt has popped up to her feet. She's getting a generous round of applause. She'll just take her time to head over to the side of the field, but that's really good signs to see that she's up on her feet. Still not looking 100%, that's for sure, but that's the next best result. You never want to see a player go down on the ground like that.
No, absolutely not, and such a quality player. Britt Donovan mentioned she's missed a bit of time already through injury, so yeah, great signs to see that she's up, and you can see her heading towards the sideline now with Beck Maimai. As we said, is a paramedic, so she'll be in good hands, Britt, and it looks like she's got a bit of a smile on at the moment, so hopefully just an unfortunate knock and something that she'll be able to bounce back pretty quickly from.
So back underway. The clock did continue to run during that short little injury stoppage. So under 3 minutes left to go. As Curtis links back in, Hagen picks up, has a look up, ball out in front. Through the hands, they'll finish it off in the corner.
And it does. With the play, with the clock running, it does set up an intriguing situation now. As we mentioned, Brothers pretty much must win, or a draw would get them through, which is still very possible with 2 and a bit minutes to play. But it's important that they go now. No doubt they would have been talking in their box during that little break about what they were going to run when they come out. Important they can find a try sooner rather than later. Shatali goes long. Kate Hammond, great read. Picks off the intercept, and now the UQ Rebels into their work, leading by 2. No doubt the message will be complete sets, get the ball down the other end. And if they can do that, they'll be a very good chance of holding on for the win here.
They've done a pretty good job at the start of the set, so we're coming into the 5th and final touch. Maimai can't get away from the defence. They've got to get onto the football and got to get down the other end of the field. 1 eye on the clock now for Brothers. Might be starting to be a stretch too far for them as replacement players start to make their way out onto the field.
Yeah, all key players on the field now, both Maimais. So we see Lisa picks up, puts the head down, hoping for the offside call, but they've just done enough there. The UQ Rebels players made it onside, and importantly too.
Yeah, they've just done enough in defence there, and it looks like they might have just done enough to get the victory here against Brothers as they put the ball through the hands. Hammond does the smart thing and takes the touch.
Yeah, good composure there from Kate. Said important more than anything for the Rebels, just that they can hold on to the ball as long as possible, complete their sets, make sure they turn it over on the Brothers line. As we see here, looking for another try as well.
Ooh, Curtis just need a little bit extra mustard on that one. They had some space on the right-hand side.
Well, here we go, Scotty. About 40 seconds left to play. Brothers down 2, that would put them out of finals. 1 try would put them even on for and against. We'd have to go down to percentages, but they've got to score here if they want that to be a possibility of keeping their finals hopes alive.
Here's Paige Folk, plays it. Susie from half, picks up, decides to go. Lovely little late ball at the line. Just got a clip on the boot from Rani Hagen. Desperation. Diving touch. Nice work, Susie. Knew it was important. They had to score there, Brothers. And a whisker away. Hagan, big defensive play. Flat ball to Curtis. As the hooter sounds, Ashurst puts it through the hands. Beck Maimai back to Ashurst. It's been taken. And the Rebels, they hold on for the win. What a game. Brothers really pushed them the whole way. And it was just that point, and I think there was only that one point in the game where Rebels got that margin by 2, and it was just too much in the end for Brothers to try and claw back.
Yeah, what a great game. It really had a finals feel about it, this game. In fact, the last few rounds of the competitions have started to have a finals feel with the ladders so close, and it really gets you really fired up for the finals matchups that are going to come. Provided my maths are correct, it looks like the UQ Rebels will lock up first spot on the Women's Premier table, so they will go straight through to the grand final. It'll be another grand final appearance for them. They just keep racking them up, this impressive Rebels outfit. And we believe with the loss that will unfortunately drop the Brothers to 4th on the table, provided the maths is correct, which would set up a Southern Storm and Country Club Colts preliminary final, which was the same preliminary final we had last year. If you remember back, it was decided on the buzzer in an absolute epic. So there are going to be some fantastic matchups as we head into the finals section of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we mentioned, Division 1 finals next week. Make sure you stay tuned for those. There'll be absolutely quality games of football as well. Then the men's and women's Premier preliminary finals. After that, that'll be in 2 weeks' time. Well, we hope you enjoyed the coverage tonight. The last round of the Metro Cup season. We move into finals next week. On behalf of Zach Jenrick and myself, Scott McAllister, we thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week for finals.
This grass looks smart, and it's tough enough to handle whatever you throw at it. So it stays looking smart. Tip Tough Hybrid Bermuda, the smart grass.